At ease, brothers. I am Soul. I want to remind you, brothers, today, man, to move as if it already is. And I know that sounds very cliche, man. I know we say that in a million and one different ways. I know we see things like continue to have faith, brothers. Continue to walk in a certain energy. Continue to have mind over matter. But brothers, it's a lot harder than it sounds. And again, I'm telling you, remember to move as if it already is. And I think that one thing that makes this easier to understand or easier to accept is to understand, man, that we're made of two different channels. It's to understand that we're made from both, the physical and the physical side of this experience, right? On one side, you have to understand that once the decision is made, and you plug into that prayer, it already is. Like once you plug into that constant energy, and I'm always saying this, it already is, right? But we also understand that in this physical world, there are times for things to take place. In other words, when you're trying to build that brand new home, you plug into that prayer of home ownership, but it's going to take them, 3, 6, 9, 12 months to build a home, right? You don't just come out of that. You don't just plug into that prayer and think that just automatically you'll appear in this new physical manifestation. You know what I'm saying? So it's a difference. And once you understand that difference, it makes it a lot easier to walk as if. Little God's nectar, man. To walk as if it already is, right? It's kind of like when I had my son, right? I can remember for the years leading up to that, man, all throughout my 20s, I was all about just like having fun, seeing the world, buying expensive things, just having fun, right? And I said, you know what? Well, if I have a child, it's going to be later in life. And I can still remember when me and my wife sat down and had a conversation and said, you know what? Like, let's have a child, right? And I can remember before that conversation was over, I was plugged in. When I got up from that conversation, brother, everything I did was as if I was already a father. You know what I'm saying? I mean, before anything physical took place, before my son was conceived, before my son was born, I was already plugged into a father. And what I mean is, when I say I was acting as if it already was, it was like, my decisions were based on me, having a child, my investments, the way I moved as a man, the way I moved at my job. I moved, as a man that already had a child. Matter of fact, you probably could have saw the way I moved and thought that I had, a legion of children at home because I had plugged in. But I still understood that it would take the 9, 10 months for a child to be here. But I was already moving in it, brothers. And the thing is, you have to understand that it's the same with hard times. It's the same when you're trying to get your money a certain way, when you're trying to relocate to another state, when you're trying to manifest a wife or a husband, when you're trying to manifest a better relationship with friends or network with certain people, it's the same thing. You still have to walk as if it already is. And one easy area that a lot of people can relate to is our finances. Everybody wants to increase their financial situation, man. I'm gonna tell you this, brothers. It's very hard to walk in abundance when you're broke. And I was just talking about this last night, man, in the circle, man. It's very hard. It's very hard to see your bank balance every day. It's very hard to not be able to buy certain things and walk in abundance. But I'm telling you, once you understand those two channels, once you understand that it's a matter of you plugging in and living in that energy and walking in that energy and letting the rest just manifest itself, brother, it becomes a lot easier, man. It becomes a lot easier. Now the easy part is plugging in. The easy part is understanding the two channels, man. The difficult part is maintaining it. I'm gonna say that again, man. The easy part is establishing your prayer and deciding what you want to do and plugging in and waiting on the third dimensional plane to manifest itself. That's the easy part. The difficult part can be plugging in and maintaining. And why I say that's the most difficult is because even though you're plugged in, brother, the world is still doing what it does. The same television shows, the same music, the same negative friends, the same negative family members, the same, low vibrational job is still taking effect on you. It's still trying to pull you out of that prayer, right? So that's the easy part. The hard part is maintaining it. So how do you maintain it, brothers? How do you maintain it? Your mood. Your mood is how you maintain it. So what are you talking about, your mood, brother? I've said I've used the quote that Neville said when Neville was actually quoting Winston Churchill. I say that all the time when Winston Churchill said that, people think that once they get a certain financial situation, a certain financial level, and I'm paraphrasing, people think that when they get to a certain financial level, they'll feel good about themselves now. Churchill said it's the opposite. Churchill said that once they feel good about themselves and walk in abundance and walk in prosperity, then it comes to find them, right? That's one of my favorite quotes, man. But when I was reading The Resurrection by Neville went a little farther on that, talking about mood, brothers. He says this. He says, people emerge out of the mass betraying their close affinity to your moods as they are engendered to. You meet them seemingly by accident, but find they are intimates of your mood intimates of your mood. Then it says this, because your moods continually eternalize themselves, you could prophesy from your moods that you, without search, would soon meet certain characters and encounter certain conditions. Brother, that was powerful. Matter of fact, that's one of the most powerful things I've heard Neville say. And what he said in that first part is like, once you start walking in a certain energy, he said, it seems like people in situations are just coming out of nowhere. Like it's just randomly happening. Like, it's just an accident or just by chance that I cross paths with this person or cross paths with this opportunity. He said, no, brother, your mood is what created that. Your mood is what created that. He said the mood is pretty much so exact that a man can pretty much prophesy his own life. Think about that, brothers. I'm going to read that again. Neville said, because your moods continually eternalize themselves, you could prophesy from your moods that you, without search, would soon meet certain characters and encounter certain conditions. In other words, Neville said, if you walk in a certain energy, you're guaranteed to get that energy you're walking in. You're guaranteed to get that energy, man. So that's how you maintain your prayer. That's how you continually walk as if it already is, man, by checking your mood. I was telling the brothers this morning, man, in a circle on the in our chat, man, in our Discord. I made this morning. I said, brothers, before your boots hit the ground today, let's observe our moods and recalibrate if we need to, because that's going to set our day. That's going to set our lives. You know what I'm saying? But because think about this, when you wake up in the morning, it's imperative that your mood is established. Because if you're in a place of a current state of lack, you have to understand that, like, when those bill collectors are calling throughout the day, you have to understand that when you go to your mailbox, you got these late notices coming to, right? You got to understand that when you're going to your job and your boss is being an ass that day, right? Your mood has to already be established. You have to already be walking a certain line, knowing all this stuff is coming. See, a lot of people want to wait until the end of the day and say, you know what? My day has been tough. Let me decompress. Let me get all this off of me. And let me try to meditate to get back to ground zero. You know what I'm saying? But it's the opposite. We need to wake up at ground zero and every day reestablish that mood. That's how we grow. That's how we maintain that prayer, brothers. That's how we continue to walk as if it already is, man. So brothers, plug into that prayer. Recalibrate yourself daily, man. Tap into that mood. Establish who you're going to be that day, man. And live your life like that. Like Neville said, prophesy your own life. Quarterback your own life. If you want a desired outcome, all you have to do is walk in that energy. And again, it sounds so cliche. Walk by faith. Walk, all these terms we use, mind over matter. But brother, they're true. They're true, man. And I'm telling you, if you wanna build a life you want to have, whatever that looks like, all you have to ask yourself every day, brothers, is who am I? Where am I going? In other words, what energy am I walking in? That's the way you walk as if it already is, brothers.